Welcome to another edition of MCAT Strategy. Today we will be discussing MCAT 2015 and one of the biggest changes to the MCAT exam. We will be talking about the new section of the exam, Psychological, Social, and Biological Foundations of Behavior. So one of the biggest changes coming to the MCAT exam in 2015 is the introduction of the new section, Psychological, Social, and Biological Foundations of Behavior. This change was made to the exam to recognize that social, cultural, and behavioral factors often have a large impact on health and health outcomes. The new section will be approximately 65 questions and the section will be approximately 95 minutes. This section will be scored out of 15 just like the other MCAT sections. The new section will test important introductory concepts in psychology, sociology, and biology concepts related to mental process and behavior. The introduction of social sciences into the MCAT exam is one of the biggest changes coming to the MCAT exam in 2015. I think that this is an important step forward because understanding psychology and sociology allows one to understand why patients behave in a certain manner and helps the physician to understand their motivations, and hopefully that will allow for better treatment options for the patient that are individualized to the patient's needs. The full list of topics and subtopics is available online in a PDF file, and I'm going to include a link that you can click here. Note that this is a preliminary list and is subject to change. However, it is still good to browse the topics list in order to get a better idea of what to expect for the MCAT 2015 exam. The list is actually quite extensive, and the addition of this new section in place of the writing sample is going to increase the amount of time required to prepare for the MCAT exam. I've selected one or two sample topics for each subject in order to give the viewer an idea of the new material that is covered on this exam. In addition, I'm going to talk about the topics a little bit in order to illustrate why these topics may be applicable to the practice of medicine. For psychology, one of the topics is different types of identity, race, ethnicity, gender, age, sexual orientation. These types of identities are important to the patient. By understanding these identities, you as a physician may be able to better tailor your treatment to the patient's needs and expectations. Another major topic is psychological disorders, which are becoming more prevalent within society. One of the subtopics of psychological disorders is biomedical versus biopsychosocial approaches to understanding the causes of psychological disorders. It is of course important to understand the various causes of psychological disorders in order to be able to treat the root of the problem. One of the topics in sociology is social class, and some of the subtopics are theories of stratification and patterns of social mobility. It is important to understand that social class and socioeconomic status are important factors that affect health. For example, those living under the poverty line are more susceptible to certain diseases and are in poorer health when compared to middle class or upper class citizens. Another topic is demographic structure of society. Demographics has a very large impact on healthcare policy. For example, in Canada, the population is aging, and there is a lot of concern that the aging population will place a great burden on the healthcare system. In addition, the healthcare services need to be prepared for changes in the demographic makeup of the population in order to provide optimum healthcare. In this section, there are also some biological concepts that are tested in relation to perception and behavior. One of the topics is the biological basis of behavior. We all understand that the nervous system and the endocrine system can have major effects on how we behave. For example, one of the side effects to excess testosterone from steroid abuse is an increase in aggression in the steroid users. Furthermore, genetics also plays an important part in determining behavior because certain populations and families may have a greater susceptibility to addictive behaviors, for example. This section will also test biology related to our senses. Some of the subtopics are sensory adaptation, auditory processing, the structure and function of the eye. The AAMC has also published a rough distribution of questions based on the discipline. Psychology related questions will make up 60% of the section, sociology 30%, and introductory biology 10%. Of course, the distributions are subject to change. However, this distribution should give you an idea of where the emphasis is being placed within this section. The AAMC has stated that most of the concepts should be covered in introductory level courses. However, looking at the topics and subtopics list, there are a number of concepts that are only covered in higher level sociology and psychology courses. So I would recommend familiarizing yourself with the topic list and factor the MCAT into your course selection. It is important to plan ahead. If you are taking the MCAT 2015 exam or are likely going to take the MCAT 2015 exam, then it may be very useful to you to select some courses to give you a basic psychology and sociology background for the exam. This will give you an edge over the other writers who do not have any experience in psychology or sociology. And I'm going to reiterate my point earlier that this new section adds a lot of new content to the MCAT exam, and the MCAT exam in 2015 is going to take more preparation time than the current MCAT exam, so please factor this into your plans. Thank you for watching today's video. Any discussion, suggestions, or comments are welcome. Please click the like button below to support this channel, and please subscribe to my channel to receive updates whenever I release a new video.